Hi, my name is Erin Whited, and today I'll be working on the lyrical piece for middle school oboists in the Georgia Music Educators Association All State Band Etude for 2018. So first I would like to play through the piece while I flip the camera so you can see the piece while I'm playing through it, and then we'll discuss it further. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about is the tempo marking. Andante. Andante means moderately slow, or I like to think of it as like a casual walk. So this beginning phrase, I would think of it as just you're strolling through the park, it's a sunny afternoon, you're not in any rush to get anywhere, but you're also not like walking to school, so you're like dreading it, you're not dragging your feet. So just casually walking through the park, and you're going to start at a nice mezzo forte. You should think of mezzo forte as kind of like the medium of your sound as an oboe player. Forte, you don't get to forte until at the very end of the piece. So start here loud enough to start the piece with presence and with confidence so that your pitch isn't too low and with enough airspeed, but also allow yourself enough room to grow through here. Okay. And so the next thing I want to talk about are the grace notes. I circled those in blue because I really like to color code things because I think it's fun and it helps me associate all the grace notes together. I circled them because they should be the most important notes in those measures. You should make them, a lot of people like to try to rush through them, even I rush through them a lot practicing this piece. So I would really practice these measures and phrases with a metronome and just be sure to bring out those notes. Don't be afraid of them, just go for it. Alright, and then we're going to decrescendo, and then I marked a breath right here. It's not marked in your piece, but this is the end of our first phrase. So you want to release the B flat on beat 2, enough to take a good breath, and to come back in on the B flat, and I would dovetail the end of that B flat so you can re-articulate the B flat again to start your second phrase off really strong. Okay, and so when you get to the end of this phrase, we have a similar measure. So we want to kind of do the same thing with that, but we're in a crescendo. So what we want to do is look down here, and we're going way up there to a C natural above the staff. And don't be afraid of that note. You don't have to be. You're going to own it. So we're going to launch right here off this E flat. Ba-dum. You got to own it. I want some vibrato. Just make it beautiful. That is your, I'm here, and I'm an oboe player, and you want me in your band because I sound really awesome. Own that note. That is your moment to shine. Okay, so we're going to launch up to that note, and you're going to casually come down the scale, decrescendo as you come down. Again, make the grace note very, very important, and then we're going to come back to mezzo forte. So you really have to, not attack, but you really have to own this section and make it so much more different so that they know when you go back to mezzo forte that that's kind of how you started the piece. You have to make a musical dynamic difference in this section. Okay, and then we're going to continue at our mezzo forte, our nice little walking tempo, and then we're going to keep going, drop to piano here at the end, so this B flat, see they did this to trick you. They put it at the end of the measure so you have to look ahead. So drop to piano here, and you're going to gradually be going up the scale. Okay, and then it says crescendo poco a poco. Poco a poco means little by little. So slowly you're going to crescendo through those eighth notes. As you slightly crescendo through these eighth notes, you want to wait, as it says, little by little. As you go up this scale and back down, you're slowly arriving to this G. This G should be your arrival, and you should dovetail off of it similar to how we did in the beginning phrases. Okay, and then you're going to start the last phrase on E flat at a nice forte. So you're crescendoing all the way here, and you shouldn't get to forte until right here. So we're going through the end of the piece, and you have your grace notes again. And so especially on this piece, I tend to like forget that I'm at forte, and you might start to decrescendo a little bit. So this high B flat is a good time to redeem yourself and be like, okay, here I am at forte, to give yourself room to decrescendo all the way down to piano at the end of the piece. Also, there's a slight retard. I like to draw little squigglies to make me think of my sound, how I'm going to do it. And so at the end, I would start your retard right here on the G, and just hold out on the E flat, and just decrescendo as you do that. Add some vibrato. Alright guys, and that's all I have. So good luck on your auditions. If you have any more questions, you can always come to JSU's Double Read Day in January. We have master class, and we go over lots of local all-state etudes. And good luck to you. Remember to own it. Don't be nervous, and always have 3 reads.